What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. We're gonna work on the Evo again today. There's a project on the inside that I've been wanting to work on for a long time. You can't really see it, but I know it's there and it's bothering me. So we're gonna take care of that today in preparation for a future project, but I wanna take care of it now. So let's get into that. And once again, I apologize if you can hear the construction right outside. They are literally right there. So let's get into this. Alright, so the project today is right behind this door panel. Let me go ahead and pop this off and I'll explain what I want to do and what's going on and why I'm doing it. Now the idea is to get this done as quickly as possible so we can put the bumper back on and go for a drive today. Alright, so today's project, if I haven't already changed the title for the video, is this vapor barrier. These things are, I don't know, I guess they work. I mean, there's a reason why they're there, but this shit right here is everywhere. It's so old, and hang on, let me brighten it up a little bit here. It's so old and it's melted so many times that it's just everywhere, and the whole door is sticky. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this shield, and we're going to clean up all this sticky tar nonsense. And I mean, if you look at it here, it is yes, it is really sticky. So I want to clean all that up, and the ultimate goal, the project I was talking about before for the future, is I want to put some sound deadening material on this door, and that will ultimately be the vapor barrier for everything. So yeah, I don't really drive the car in the rain currently. I never have, but it's always nice to have something there, I guess, because it is in there for a reason. But I hate this and I hate that. So let's take this off and get it prepped, and then in the future we can put some sound deadening material on there, hopefully by the end of winter. I'll tell you what, it's a good thing I got a whole new pack of these things, because I got a feeling I'm going to go through all of it today. Alright, so I just sprayed alcohol all over it to kind of like get it started. And then I'm going to use this trim removal tool to just scrape it off for what I can. And then I'm going to use some Goo Gone to help get it off of there. This thing I can always clean back up, and I don't think I'll ever use one this big that often. So if it messes it up, they're not that expensive. So let's start scraping this off, and yeah, go from there. All right. That took about 45 minutes of just straight up rubbing. I'm gonna clean it off with alcohol now, because I don't want to leave that Goo Gone on there, because that shit's kind of strong. So just clean it down with alcohol, and we should be good on this door. One down and 3 others to go. Alright, so to me, this looks beautiful. You know, there's no sticky stuff, there's no tar everywhere. It's nice, clean, calms my OCD, and yeah, I love it. So, I'm going to pop on the door panel, and then we will move to the other side and do that as well. While we're out on the drive, after we're done with all this, I think I'm going to go to the store and buy some like poster board, and I'm going to trace out this plastic trim, that way I have a template. I looked this thing up because I was always kind of curious as to why they were there, because they always get loose and floppy and all this other crap. But apparently, whenever it rains, the water runs down into the door. So it's supposed to just keep the water and the moisture and all that stuff from getting onto the back of your door panel, where they have this It's carpeting sometimes. That's their version of sound deadening. It's not very good, but it's their version of it. And then, you know, just stuff like that. But they always seem to get really old and they get super saggy and all that stuff. And I'm like, are they really worth it? Like, do they really do anything? If you know, let me know down in the comments. Are they really worth it, or are they just something that they have in there? Obviously, it would keep some water out and, you know, stuff like that, but, I mean, your speaker is right here, and the back of it and the wiring is inside of the door, so the water runs down in there too, and how is that not something that you want to protect? But anyway, I digress. We're going to put the panel back on and then go over to that side. Alright, so we're on the other side now, and a prime example of what I was talking about earlier is this side. I mean, it's got the goopies, you know, obviously, and then the hole is right here on the plastic that is supposed to be up here. So it's obviously like shrunk up. You can see it shrunk up. It sags down, hangs down. I mean, this hole right here is pretty open. You know, as I've said many times, and I'll probably continue to say it, some call it excessive, I call it thorough. So this is me just calming my OCD and knowing that in my quest to touch every part of this car, that I have touched literally every part of this car. So let's get this scraped off and hope it doesn't take an hour. Alright, I'm gonna just need all that. Alright, things are a little tighter on this side because the dirt scoots, but that's alright. Let's get it. Alright, we knocked that one out in a little less time, but that was on there pretty thick on that one. You may have saw when I was scraping it, there was like, I mean, it was, there was a lot on there. But yeah, we got it all cleaned off. I found a system that works pretty well. You eat through the Goo Gone, but if you put the Goo Gone on first and let it sit for a second while you're going around wiping everything, then you use the scraper, scrape off that top really thick layer. Then put some more Goo Gone on there, and then let it set for a second, and then scrape that part off. And each layer that you go through gets a little easier. And then eventually, after it's been sitting on there for a minute, the paper towel should wipe it right off. We're going to put the panel on here, and then we'll move to the back. Alright, so this is promising. The rear doesn't look as bad as the front did, as far as like being like super runny and like smeared everywhere. It's a little runny along this edge, but that's about it. Otherwise, it doesn't look too bad. So this, I hope this should be easier because it's not all over the place and it's kind of still in one piece, so I should be able to like scrape it straight off. So we'll see. I was pulling the plastic off on this one, and a majority of it stayed on the plastic along the bottom there, so that saved a lot of time. So yeah, I'm not going to show this part because it's the same as the front, but yeah, hop back in a second when this is all cleaned up. Okay, that one was nice. That was quick. So I'm going to hop on the other side real quick and get that done, and we're going to throw in the bumper and go for a little drive. Alright, that one was just as easy as the other back one. I don't know what it was, but the back door seemed to be much easier. So that's done. We're going to throw the panel back on, and then we're going to back this thing out, put the bumper on, and go for a cruise. Alright, here we go. So if you're curious as to why the front end is off and you haven't seen the last video, I will link that up top. You can check that out if you want to, but let's go ahead and throw this thing on. I think I'm going to spray it off, even though we just took out those things. It should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and spray it off real quick because it's kind of dirty and I don't like that. And so yeah, let's throw it on. First I have to sneeze. Boom, we're clean. Now let's hit the road. Alright, so we're going to go find a curvy road and just enjoy the car a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've actually just driven the car around to enjoy it, so should be fun. All right, we're back now. That was fun. Went to the store and got the paper, and the biggest size they had, and it doesn't fit the front doors, which is fine because I was thinking about it while I was driving, and I'm looking at it now, and I'm like, I don't know if it's a good idea because it's already shrunk up as it is, so it wouldn't be an exact template, and I mean, it's going to be pretty self-explanatory as to where not to put it. So yeah, I'm not going to worry about it, but I am going to keep these little squares. I'm going to cut those out with a razor blade, just in case, because they're on all the doors. I don't know if I'll need them or not, but I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. And so there's some styrofoam on the back of the door panel itself that goes in the car that kind of like slides into that. So if I do leave the styrofoam on the door panel, I'll have these holes to kind of slide it into. But I'm thinking about taking off that styrofoam as well and just mounting some of that sound deadening stuff to the back of the door panel itself. So I might not have to have them, but I'll have them if I need them. All right, with all that taken care of, I think that's going to do it for this one. If you're doing this project and you actually want to replace those barriers, all you really need is some 10 or 12 mil sheet plastic, and you can trace it out, and then you can get that black stuff. It's from 3M. It comes in a big box of 60. They're about a foot long. I think it's called strip caulking. But yeah, you can buy that and just stick it back on there and you're good to go. So drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think of this project. Have you guys done this type of thing before? Have you sound deadened your car at all? And yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it as always. And while you're down there, don't forget to do all the other YouTube things. You guys know how it goes here. I hate that that works, but it does. It helps the channel out a ton. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.